I'd like to call to order the, the 22nd of May Planning Commission meeting and ask the city attorney to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready, begin.
Brings us to roll call. Madam Secretary, could you do the roll, please?
Let the record show that all planning commissioners are present tonight.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is item A, approval of the minutes from the April 10th meeting. Do I have a motion or any changes?
I move to approve the minutes.
Commissioner Donor with the first. Do I hear a second? Second by Vice Chair Can. Please vote. One vote missing. Is yours flashing, Danny? All right. That item passes. All right. Good job, everybody. Okay, public comments. Are there any public comments tonight? None? Then we will forego reading this. You could fill out a card over there, please. Item C is the consent calendar. Consent calendar, generally speaking, can be moved in one motion unless any of my fellow commissioners wish to hear the item. So I'll take a motion this time, or?
I move that we dispense with the reading and proceed.
So the motion is to approve the consent calendar?
Yes.
Okay, second? Second? All in favor? All right. It's supposed to flash. If you push it, it should flash. So if yours isn't flashing, then...
Danny's flashing, mine's flashing.
Roy, is yours flashing?
Thank you for the distinction.
Okay. And that item passes. All right. Moving on to item D under public hearings. And this is Coastal Development Permit CDP 17-0003 to allow the underpinning of a house's foundation on a coastal bluff located in the city's coastal overlay district, the California Coastal Zone, and the appeals jurisdiction of the California Coastal Commission, located at 34567 Camino Capistrano. Do we have a staff report?
Good evening, Chair Nelson, Commissioners. Senior Planner John Champa is going to lead our presentation.
Good evening.
Good evening, Chair Nelson, Planning Commissioners. John Champa, I'm the case planner with this project for the Compton Residence Coastal Development Program. The property is located in the RSF Marine Zoning designation. The site is located in the city's coastal zone as well as in the appeals jurisdiction for the coastal commission. Private property is located on the coastal bluff and is reserved as a two-story home. findings and conditions. That concludes staff's presentation. However, staff would like to note that a letter was received by one of the neighbors of the subject property, and he was voicing concerns related to one, stability of the bluff, as well as his and the adjacent properties, and if there were to occur any damages to their properties, who would be responsible for paying for the necessary repairs. I was able to reach out to the homeowner and inform him that the city's public works division has reviewed the geotechnical report as well as the project to ensure that the site as well as the bluff and the adjacent properties will be stable as a result of this project, and that everything, all the improvements are located under the existing house's foundation. And I also informed him that if there were to be any issues that would occur on site that would result in damage to the property and adjacent property, it would be subject property owner's responsibility to pay for the necessary. In addition, I also informed him that there are a number of best management practices that are built into the project and the inspection process to ensure that there are no stability issues, as well as inspections to ensure that those are he was satisfied with that and requested that staff just relay that requirement if there are any issues with the property or the property that they would be responsible. So, in addition to that, the property owner is unfortunately able to make it this evening. She's out of town, out of the country. However, she has reviewed the staff report and approval, and is not going to article. That concludes staff's presentation.
Great. Thank you, Jonathan. Is there any questions for staff? Commissioner Murphy?
Yes, thank you. In the event that there comes a time there might be some damage to the neighboring property, do you know how or where that gets litigated? Is it up to the neighboring property owner to have to bring a suit or come to, talk to staff here? Or, do you know how that progresses?
That would be between the property owners. It's not, the city wouldn't be a party to that. And the city also has an indemnification condition in the resolution, so that if there is any suit related to the project, it'd be the property owner's responsibility to pay for any legal fees associated with any lawsuit.
So there's no avenue that a property owner who lived next door to this house that's going to have the underpinning, there's no avenue that the property owner might think they have the opportunity to come back against the city.
Correct.
Okay.
How do we know that the settlement now happening isn't caused by the construction that's occurred around this house?
Staff discussed that with the Public Works, and the geotechnical report included a bore sample. It was a very thorough analysis to ensure that there were no other stability issues with that. And if there were, then staff would not have allowed the encroachment into the 40-foot setback. However, the geotechnical report did confirm that the site is stable and would allow for that, and this is just a settling. Also, as mentioned in the staff report, there was an approval in 2008, and the same determination was made back then that the site was stable enough for a 25-foot bluff setback, and that in a new geotechnical report, that same determination was made.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, when I was looking at the borings, that's really on the side of the foundation. It's not, you're not really are you going through the foundation to do the borings and to put the casings in, or is it just on the edges of the foundation?
For the deepened footings, those are located all over, essentially, kind of peppered through the house's footprint. So they border some of the locations along the building's perimeter footprint, as well as underneath the foundation. There's some portions of the house that are slab on grade and some that are raised foundation. So those will be located based on the applicant's structural engineer to ensure that the locations of these are in a place where it will stabilize the house. So to answer your question, they're kind of all over. They're along the perimeter as well as underneath. So there will be some, jackhammering out of the foundation that will be required to locate the footings below.
Commissioner Opal.
Is there any requirement for any vibration analysis during the work taking place?
I can't answer that exactly. I mean, I don't have that information with me. However, I can follow up with you on that. I would assume that it's a typical review for something like this to ensure that whatever is done is that there are no vibration impacts that would have any result of a negative impact to the adjacent properties. But I can follow up with you on that tomorrow once I relay Public Works.
Just out of curiosity, when, this looks like a big project, and so when it's going on, does the family have to move out during these?
I can't say for certain. I think that it really depends on, what work can be done underneath the home without opening up the footings. However, I have seen some families live through quite a extensive remodel. So I think it's up to the property owner, unless it's deemed unsafe by the building department, and at which time they would have to vacate until it would be deemed safe.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add that the vibration analysis, it's not a standard condition approval. It's definitely a tool we have available. And when we review these, we have an in-house geologist and an in-house structural engineer, and they both peer review the geological studies and make a determination of what conditions are appropriate. In this case, they didn't recommend it.
All right, any other questions for staff? See none, I will open the public hearing. Do we have anybody that wishes to speak tonight? Nobody? All right. Let's close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for discussion and a motion.
Yeah, the only
Commissioner
point,
Donor.
I was really impressed with the 3D presentations, to seeing on A10, to see what it's going to look like when it's done. I thought that was really excellent. Really, you don't have to be an architect to visualize what it's going to look like. I was looking at the other one.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
No problem.
And on this one, when I saw the homeowners association approval, then in the associations that I'm familiar with, the adjacent owners would ask for the vibration tests, not the city. So if the owner was concerned, then the owner next door would be the party that would initiate any kind of vibration tests.
Great. Commissioner Opal, do you have any questions, comments?
No, I do not.
Well, I've reviewed the project, certainly meets the required findings, and it's good to see a homeowner taking charge of what could be a pretty disastrous situation if the house kept moving. So I'm obviously in favor of this, and I think it's a good idea.
I agree with that. I would just encourage the homeowner to consider photo documenting the existing conditions out there, and as best they can, the neighbors, and wards off a lot of disputes later.
Do you have any other further? Okay, any motions? Commissioner Donor, I see you're raising your hand over here.
I move that we approve and review the administrative coastal development permit, CDP 160022A to permit.
Hold on, we're doing item 3.
Item 3. Coastal development permit CDP 17003 to allow the underpinning of a house's foundation on a coastal bluff lot located in the RSF3 zoning designation at 34567 Camino Capistrano.
That's a first.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Murphy. Go ahead and vote. And that item passes 5-0. Congratulations.
Is this the quickest?
It's our quickest, but we're almost done.
We're not done yet. I got some important business to handle here.
Comments.
Let's see. Moving on to old business, there is no old business. We'll go to new business. I see no new business. Staff reports? Any staff reports?
I just wanted to thank all the commissioners for participating in the workshop. As a reminder, we're collecting survey results through the end of the month. So if you run anyone in your travels, considering the message here tonight, let's get the word out. We appreciate it. We've doubled the participation since the workshop,
Oh, great.
so that's great.
That's really good. All right, thank you. Commissioner comments?
First, I would commend the staff on the quality of the citywide parking initiative. That workshop was excellent. I've had a lot of feedback from the people that attended, and they were very impressed with the process and the opportunity to give their opinions. And also, congratulations to the Art and Cultural Commission. The Del Prado art exhibits and the music event on Sunday was really well attended, and it was an excellent event.
Thank you. Commissioner Opal?
Just like to echo the comments on the commendation for the parking study the other week. That was very good, and look forward to seeing the report that comes back.
Great, thank you. I agree, that was great. Belinda and the team did a really nice job putting a really good process together, which gave a lot of people an opportunity to voice their concerns. And I had an opportunity to speak with a lot of them. So it was a couple really good ideas that I hadn't thought of. So I was happy to participate. And again, congratulations or good job to your team for putting such a great program together. Other than that, I have no comments.
Yeah, I just echo that the parking, workshop was great and really, created a lot of opportunity to get resident input significantly one-on-one. So I thought that was well-designed and looking forward to getting the results and just looking forward to summer in Dana Point.
The last one, I echo everything, and I think having that ability for our citizens to come in and see what's happening and see the level of encouragement from the city, and I think it gives our residents the ability to see something is happening, because I know it can be very frustrating. It seems like they've voiced that in the past, that nothing's being done, but clearly it is, so good job.
Okay, with that, I am going to adjourn the meeting to the next regular meeting of the Planning Commission, which will be held on Monday, June 12th, beginning at 6 p.m. or soon thereafter in the City Council chambers located at 33282 Golden Lantern, Suite 210, Dana Point, California.